Jambo, mimi naitwa Jeremy Damaris na leo hii niko upande wa Westlands na nimekuja kwa ofisi za Willstone Homes. Of course, I've heard a lot of people talking about Willstone Homes and I've been the ambassador for the last 4 years. And of course, we've been able to give out about 12 estates. And I know next week we are handing over the 12th estate, actually the 13th estate. Sasa, nataka nikupeleke kwa ofisi zao hapa because it's right here and so this is the office. So ukikuja utapata hapa na I know sikuambia ninakuja, but I have to be here and of course I have to give you the full footage. Karibu sana. How are you? Habari yako? Yes, uko salama? Uko salama kabisa. So this is Willstone Homes? Yes, this is Willstone. Wacha nikupe microphone. Unajua saa zingine unaweza shika hiyo tu na mkono haina shida. Yeah. How are you? I'm very fine. Mimi naitwa Jeremy.
Yes. Nakujua vizuri sana. Brand ambassador.
Asante.
Yes.
So I'm actually here because I've seen people on social media, especially kule upande wa America, and I want to challenge my people because we are not there to bring other people down. Mtu anapata tu kitu anaweka. There is a lady called Dorothy Sheke and I have to do this because it's something that is truth. Tunasema truth almost truthful, but this lady alinipigia simu akaniambia amenyang'anywa 100,000 Kenya shillings na Willstone Homes. Nikashindwa 100,000 we have been able to give 12 estates. Wacha mimi nijipeleke mimi mwenyewe and I called the directors and I asked them, kwa nini mnanyang'anya huyu madam 100,000? And then wakaniambia no, we actually in the process of paying her back. Let me tell you, within a minute the lady was paid 100,000. Sasa hizo wameweka porojo huko kwa group za WhatsApp za America ati amenyang'anywa pesa. Then I told her, kule umeandika umenyang'anywa pesa, just go tell them you have been refunded your 100,000. If a house is costing 10.5 million and you have put a down payment of 100,000, ni nyumba gani hiyo? Ni shamba gani hiyo? So please guys, I'm here because I'm a truthful man. Na mimi nataka kufuata kama kuna makosa inafanywa na Willstone Homes, I want to know it from here. Pole sana. Nimekuja na fujo leo lakini it's okay. So what's your name again?
My name is Anne Wangoi.
Anne Wangoi.
Yes,
okay.
Admin at Willstone Homes.
Admin.
Yes.
So mtu akikuja kwa Willstone Homes anakukuta hapa.
This is the face of the company.
Okay.
Yes.
Haya sasa unajua mimi sikujangi hapa. Mimi nakuanga kwa ground most of the time. So ukiniachilia hapo kwa mlango nitapotea.
Haya, sawa sawa. Let me take you through.
Haya. Okay. So this is Willstone Homes. Of course last time I was here actually mlikuwa huku juu.
Yes.
Mkarudi chini.
Tukarudi chini.
Okay.
Now this is our new office.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Sorry, wacha nikuweke hii microphone vizuri, inawekangwa hivi. You put it like that. Ndio hiyo.
Okay. Sawa. As you can see, this is our office.
Leo ni Saturday. Unajua leo watu nafikiri hawako kazi.
Exactly. We have the boardroom there.
Yes.
And then up here we have the management.
Okay.
This is where the management sits.
Right.
Yes.
Haya tutembee. Because I want, kama wewe umeinvest na Willstone Homes, I've been telling you this company is legit. Na kama I mean, let's go. Hii mambo wacha tutaiongea leo.
Yeah, so okay. This is our office. This is where the credit sits.
Right.
That's the account office. We also have the lawyer's office.
Okay.
On the far end. The server room is also there.
Okay.
This is our HR's office. Yes.
Nako. Unajua HR ndiye anachezaga na pesa.
Yeah, she's in.
So nianze na kwa HR. Wacha nianze na kwa HR. How are you sir? Uko salama? Good to see you. Nataka kuona HR wenu hapa. How are you? Fine. Prudence? Yes. Hey, unajua tumezoea kupatana pale kwa how are you? Let me get the microphone, my friend. Yes, unajua ni vizuri. Leo nimekuja ninasema nafanya kitu na low footage. How are you Prudence?
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm well.
Hiyo. Sasa, unajua mimi unaweza tushika na mkono.
Okay.
Unaweza tushika na mkono. Imeshika, hopefully haitaanguka.
Muda kidogo isiwe vizuri. Nitakuwa nitafanya
acha nikae pande video cameraman wangu hapo.
Hapo ni sawa.
Hapo ni sawa. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Karibu sana.
Salama sana. Unajua we always meet huko kwa ground.
Yes.
Lakini leo nimesema unaona ni Saturday hata mimi niko na kinyasa.
Hata nimekuona.
Nimesema wacha niende kwa Willstone Homes because I know we have worked with you for 4 years.
Very true.
And of course I know your team is in the US.
Yes.
Bwana Kenyanjui.
Uko hapo.
Yes. Lakini niliwaambia nitakuwa nikikuja Kenyanjui akiwa na akiwa hayuko. Sure. Well, you know, I mean, sijui ama unajua what is going on the social media at the moment.
Yes. I'm aware of it.
Right. Wanasemaje?
Of course kuna negative na kuna ingine positive, but of course kuna negative because wanaona kama results na stall, but things are working on the ground.
Right.
Unaona? I know the fears vile wako mbali, but us on the ground, we know things are working.
Yes.
We are there. Unaona sisi tuko office.
Yes.
Of course, work is moving. Okay. If you go on the ground, I believe you go there. You see, construction is still going on. Nothing has stopped.
Yes.
You know. But of course, you'll get the 1, 2, 3 people complaining. You can't be perfect.
Right.
No one can be perfect. But of course, everybody wants things to move as fast as they want them to be.
Yes.
But again, you have processes. You have stages of construction. Kujenga nyumba ni pole pole. But we are there.
So I know we have been able to give out how many estates so far? Ile tulipeana juzi ilikuwa ya ngapi? Ni 11 ama 12?
12.
Ilikuwa ya 12.
12, yes.
So hii tunaenda ni ya 13.
13, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now the reason I'm here actually is because of those people who are called naysayers. Okay, kuna wengine tunasema ni naysayers, lakini wengine wanasema tu kwa sababu wamekuwa kwa ground, wameona labda nafikiria hakuna kazi inaendelea. But I think I've been to Willstone Homes estates. Na from here nitaenda kwa estate zao zote, nitawatembeza hapo niwaonyeshe. And I remember the first time I was advertising another company, ikaanza kuanguka na ikaanza kukula pesa ya watu. I started looking for a genuine company. I knew they existed. But one thing, when I sat down with these directors, waliniambia, Jeremy, we need quality homes. Because people are saying, ile kampuni ingine haijengi nyumba. These guys, they said, we're gonna do a good job. Nikaenda nikaangalia kazi yao and it was perfect. And I'm telling you, right now, kuna watu wamenunua nyumba, saizi wamekodesha na bado wanalipwa. Ama sina namna gani? Kuna watu mimi najua tumehandover nyumba zao, and they're still in the US ama nchi zingine, na nyumba zao washapeana, watu wao wanaishi. Na wengine wanakondisha. Na wewe bado unashinda ukipiga makelele pale.
Kuna wengine hata unapata client moja na nyumba 3 wamekodisha.
I know.
Different estates.
Yes. So now the main issue, because kuna mambo mbili. Kuna watu wanasema ati sijui estate zitamalizika lini. I know ni HR wewe unadeal na mambo ya kazi sasa, sijui ama utaweza kunielezea hivyo ama utanipeleka kwa CEO.
Hata uende kwa CEO, but I know.
Nitaenda kwa CEO. Na kuna wengine bado sijasikia mtu amesema amenyang'anywa. Yule mtu alikuwa amenyang'anywa ni mmoja, na alikuwa anasema amenyang'anywa, na nilikuwa namuona kwa group zingine hapo, sijui Wito na kwingine wakiweka hizo mambo. And I thank God Kenyanjui niliona Nina and my good friend Njoki of Wito wali host Kenyanjui jana to just explain to them.
Yes.
Mambo ya title ya nyumba si kama title ya shamba.
Haizi kuwa same.
Si unajua it's a process. But of course kama umepewa nyumba, at least shukuru. Kuna wengine hata hawajaipewa nyumba na hawajui hata itamalizika lini. So take me to see you. Ama kwa yule mtu anajua zaidi sana aniambie where we are right now.
Sawa.
Yes.
Karibu.
Asante.
Yes.
Leo ni innovation.
Karibu, this is the CEO.
Bwana CEO. Yes. How are you? Leta nikupatie ka microphone. Habari yako?
Yangu ni salama.
Leo ni weekend.
Na
bando uko kazi. Wacha nikuweke hii kitu hapa.
Haya, asante.
Yes, how are you?
I'm very fine. Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir. Naendeleaje?
Mimi niko mzima, umetoka pande gani?
Mimi nimetoka Kenya. Nimesema nitembee. You know, as much as an ambassador of Willstone Homes,
yes,
I also represent diaspora in a very big way.
That is true.
And I always say nobody in diaspora should lose anything. Their money, their properties, trust as well.
Yes.
Because I know how we work very hard. Sisi wenyewe.
Wewe
ushawahi kuja Amerika?
Mimi nimekuwa huko.
Uliona wanaishi namna gani?
Sio kuona wanaishi namna gani. You might not know, but I am a bit traveling.
Right.
Because I didn't study in the country.
Yes.
So whenever I sit here in the office with somebody who is looking for property, I already know what we have to do out there in order to get the money to do this.
Right.
So for me, it's always double pronged. One is to take care of this person, and secondly, to make sure that their effort does not go in vain. So mambo ya wale wako huko nje naielewa vizuri sana. And even now, as Bwana Kenyanjui is out there, nilimwambia you go and meet with people. Like you saw, we are not really doing much of marketing. We wanted to go out there and meet our clients. Because a lot of them live in the continental states. Now, of this year, we had planned that because a big chunk of our clients are out there, they have to wait until December so that they cycle home. Let's go out and meet them. Seeing Kenyanjui out there, seeing the rest of the team out there, assures these people that one, their investments are okay. And secondly, that these are people that we know.
Right. Awesome. Now, kuna mambo mawili menileta hapa.
Hizi ni plans za site.
Hizi ni plans za site.
Wacha niziweke huku kando.
Unajua saa zingine hata
ni vizuri uangalie. So basically what you're looking at the program reports. So these are the tasks that are due to be done, the timelines that are due for them to be achieved, because you know construction is scientific. It is down to a science. You can actually compute everything. So wakati mnaona tunajenga manyumba kwa site, sio ati ni mtu anaamuka asubuhi anafikiria ati leo acha tujenge pale. We are guided by these plans. So that's what I was in the office today reviewing. So that when I go to site, I can now check against this. Yes.
So now, najua tumepeana estate upande wa Kangundo Road.
Yes.
Kuna estate kadhaa, Spark 1, Spark 2, kuna
White Park.
So na kuna watu wengi sana wamekuwa kiuliza kuhusu titles.
Yes.
And that has been a concern to me because kuna watu ambao wanaweza ongea sana kwa Facebook waseme hey, unajua there are people who are good in spreading rumors which are not true,
which are not really founded in truth.
So mimi nataka kujua zile estate zote tumepeana upande wa Kangundo tuanze hapo.
Yes.
Ni gani mna gani umepeana titles?
I have issued titles to everyone except Spark 2 which was stuck in Ardisasa for some time. However, that process was concluded. The clients who live there already have the update because unajua wakati uko na reference number, we share it. Our legal team has been in touch with them. So ukifungua Ardisasa, which I'm sure legal will show you, you can see the title numbers registered against the name of the clients. The only thing that has not come out is the paper itself. But for Kangundo Road, sina deni na mtu yote mwingine. Havana 1 and Havana 2 are in the same process. So for there, I'll be very honest. Once Ardisasa was introduced, the government did away with the manual submissions completely. It didn't matter whether you had already submitted or you were waiting to submit. So once that happened, all of these things had to start again. Now, for our clients and for especially you guys out there in the diaspora, some of these workings might not be commonplace knowledge. However, sheria ikipitishwa kwa inchi, lazima utii. You cannot say that I had done this before and so please nifanyieni yangu. So all of these things started afresh. But the progress trackers are there, and these clients, and especially like now for Kangundo Road and even in the other places, those updates are sent on a monthly basis. So these people know what is happening and where it is. That is for the past. However, as we go into the future, things have become much easier because also for us, that system was a learning process. So now these things are kicking off early. We know where the questions come forth. We know the queries, we answer them so that by the time we are coming to a close, like you saw when we did White Park 1, titles ilikuwa already zimefanya nini? Zimeshatoka.
So now, tuseme, umesema umepeana estate ngapi Kangundo?
Nimepeana S1 Grand View, nimepeana White Park, nimebakisha S2 ambayo iko registered in clients names, ni bado tu kupata hii, na Havana 1 and 2 which is one process which is also already uploaded in the system.
So wenyewe wanangojea mpaka
hao wanangojea. Now, here is the funny thing, Jeremy. I would love to sit here and say by end of December it will be finished. But one thing I want you to also understand is that system, we are not the ones who govern. So the government, the people at lands are the ones who are processing. Sometimes you can go from 2% to 40% in one day. Sometimes you can go from 2% to 8% in 1 month. So it is a commonplace problem amongst not just us, but anyone who is transacting in land. However, we continue to push because hata sisi haturidhiki mtu amekaa kwa nyumba, ameshapata nyumba. And you know, and this one I will tell you on, building the house is the hard part. That is genuinely the hard part because you go from bare land, uanze kulete surveyor apime, tujenge msingi, tujenge nyumba, tufanye finishing, tuitane handover. That genuinely is the hard part. The process of titling is something that is, I don't want to say is a bit beyond us, but is removed from control from the company. But that being said, bado tunaendelea kusukuma. Na title, this I will tell you here and now. No one who has bought property with Willstone will go without their title. That one is completely out of the question.
So who are we supposed to blame? The government? Because I know they will be watching us. So county government ya Machakos.
I don't want to blame the government because the rule of law is something that all of us must abide by.
Right.
In the past, when systems are introduced, what used to happen is they would say, muendelee kwanza na zile zilikuwa zimefanyika, alafu we start from this date. But in this particular one, when Ardhisasa was introduced, it was introduced blanket, instantaneously, regardless of what was going on. So what I will say is, it has been a learning curve for all of us, not just as a property and builder, but anyone who is transacting land. I'm sure out there you have heard from people who are doing something on Ardhisasa and it has taken 6-7 months and it is still not completed. What I want to tell our clients is that this is not an isolated incident. It is just that as we follow, the liability and the responsibility is Willstone's. And for us, we want to make sure, and that is our purpose. And again, the issue of titling should not worry anyone. Let me tell you why. If you look at the agreement for sale, it has got things we are supposed to give you when we finish. Until we have given you that title, hatujamaliza. Yes.
Okay, so now tuseme sasa kama hizo estates zote mmemaliza na mmefanya handover.
Yes.
Do customers still owe you money for those for those estates?
Yes.
Why? What do you think is the reason?
In part is because some people come to us and tell us my payment plan will be a little bit different. Unajua, we are not selling complete units. And usually for us as a company, we prefer to work hand in hand with our clients. So for example, if Jeremy comes or Patrick comes or Paul comes and they come and say, in the 15 months that you want, sitakuwa nimeweza. Si ni kweli? But ukini stretch to 17-18 months, nitakuwa nimeweza. The question now becomes, Jeremy, do we deny you a house because of 5 months? Yenye you have pledged contractually you will be able to do. And so we consider on a case-to-case basis. Okay? Some of them had longer repayments. Some of them had the normal ones. For some, even for some who had the normal ones, you know, things happen, Jeremy. And we are a human-based business before we are a construction business. Because it's people we meet first before we go to build houses. If something happens na ukuje uniambie bwana CEO, hapa nimekuwa na 1, 2, 3 things, can you give me maybe 2 months to recover and then we continue? Then indeed we make the consideration, look at your payment history, and then we do such. However, there are some balances that clients have, which they are obliged to have because they are for the transfer of the final title. Na hiyo kusema ukweli sijaitisha mtu until wakati yenye nimefanya nini, nimefikia kumpatia title.
So wale wamelipa, because I know there are people who say I don't owe them anything.
Yes.
I need my title.
Yes.
Because I have those clients ambao walilipa, nyumba yao imeisha, lakini I mean
karatasi ndio wanangojea. For anyone who has paid and who is waiting for their title, my assurance is this: the process is ongoing, and of course legal continues to give you the updates, but you will get your title. If I want you to take anything from this impromptu visit, is that no one, and you as a witness who has worked with us the entire journey, no one will go without their title.
Okay.
Yes.
So the reason I'm here, na nimesema tena, nimeshinda nikirudia tena, it's because of this fear that's being spread by individuals who did not even buy a house, number one. Number two, or some have bought the houses, they have them, hakuna mtu amewafukuza, munaishi hapo, unakaa. I mean, I would actually ask this question. Ni nani huyo anaweza kupatia nyumba ukae ijengwe na si yako peke yake, nyumba kama 20 zijengwe, zikaliwe na watu waishi hapo, and then na shamba ni yake akiwa hajakuja kubomoa hizo nyumba. So hii fear ambayo ina spreadiwa, everyone who has invested here, you know the process of title, and that is why I'm here. The process of ownership, kupata hiyo kitu. If the company is legit, let's not kill them with propagandas. And all, kuna wengine wamekuwa hapo mbeleni, wameanguka, but I say for the last 4 years, we have been able to deliver 12 estates, and I know another one is coming. Na si tu nyumba, you know sometimes me naumia na shindo, why would people want to bring other people down? If you're not able to do your business, your work in the right way, why do you want others to fall like you? Anyway, sitaki kuongelelea sana because mimi sitaki munyaganya watu wangu.
Siwezi.
Bwana CEO.
Siwezi.
So because I want you to take me to the Rico, because najua pia hapa mko na ofisi ya Rico.
Yes, iko.
Because I want to know sasa side ya Kenyatta Road, because hapo nimefanya marketing vizuri sana.
Yes.
Watu wamenunua. Kuna watu wa estate tulipeana inaitwa Jibri something.
Kuko na Ridgefront, iko Brookview 1.
I want that Brookview
na Windsor. Hao watu wote wanakaa.
So Brookview hao watu wamekuwa wakipiga sana makelele kuhusu.
Yes.
Na hiyo iko Kiambu. Hiyo iko Kiambu County.
Yes.
So Brookview watu, na nakumbuka that was the first estate I handed over like 3 years ago.
Yes.
Kama hiyo.
Yes.
So until today, hao watu hawana title. So I mean, what's the problem, CEO?
Now, this one I would want legal to explain in depth, but I will give you a brief summary. A brief summary.
Yes.
Kenyatta Road tukinunua shamba. Ukiangalia shamba ya Kenyatta Road yote, imekalia title ngapi?
Right.
Moja. 6944. I will not share the other number. All of the clients know it. Hiyo shamba ilikuwa moja.
Right.
Na haikuwa imekatanishwa. Rachel, here is Jeremy.
How are you, Rachel?
I don't know if you guys have ever met.
Japatan, how are you? Mzuri sana. Thank you.
So Jeremy is here today. He has come to surprise us because I was not expecting him. And the reason he is here, he has told me in my office, is that there's a lot of talk about titling and the status of titling with Willstone Homes. So we've had a discussion about everything that is on Kangundo Road, but he has said that he wants to understand Kenyatta Road because that is where he started. On 16th of December tunamwambia akuje tena, so anataka kuelewa Kenyatta Road tuko namna gani. Yes.
Let me give you this microphone.
Yes.
Okay. So the type of titles that we have on Kenyatta Road are something that are called conveyances. So during colonial period, they didn't have the type of titles that we have right now. I have a few samples.
Just muoneshe hiyo ya Republic of Kenya versus hiyo ingine.
Na by the way, before tuendelee, unajua kuna watu hawajui ni nani yeye hapa.
I'm Rachel, the in-house counsel for Willstone Homes.
Okay.
Yes.
So wewe ndio unawaelezea kuhusu sheria?
Kuhusu sheria, kampuni, policies, kutengeneza contracts za kampuni between ourselves, other vendors as well, and the one who handles, and also communication between ourselves and external counsel.
Okay.
Because we have a law firm that handles also our documentation called Odanga and Company Advocates. So ideally,
any client who comes to buy, anyone who has bought, documents zilitoka wapi?
Hapa.
Kama ni kusaini and you are around, ulisainia wapi?
Hapa.
Kama ni kuchukua contract na ama kutumana, because sometimes there are people out there who say, why don't you send it? Itatumwa na DHL kutoka wapi?
Hapa. Okay. Haya.
So basically, the type of titles that we have on Kenyatta Road are conveyances. Conveyances are titles under old law regime. So we have to do amalgamation and conversion of those titles into something that is used in the new regime. So the type of titles that ideally work in this type of times are these ones. This is an example of a title that we've issued on.
Right.
This is ASPAC 2. Now this is a certificate of lease and a sectional property. And then we have some that look like this. Now the normal title. I hope you will read that because it has names of
usionyeshe majina ya watu just.
So for Kenyatta Road, ideally, we have to amalgamate those titles, then do conversion so that we're able to subdivide and give them to the clientele. So that process is what has been ongoing. So mostly when they don't understand, they'll be like, yes, you guys have a title in your name, so why can't you just transfer the same to us? But it's a whole process that has to ongo.
So I mean, I'm actually asking myself because we have been able to give a lot of estates there and others are being built.
Yes.
Sasa shida ni unajua hata watu wanajiuliza kama watu wa Brookview la specifically zile nyumba mmepeana. I mean, how long do they have to wait?
Sometimes some processes are beyond our control, honestly. Because you find like the way laws keep on changing, you find that they bring in new laws, new regimes, new processes that have to follow. Like recently, one of our title deeds is a whole process that came about that we have to go through an inspection officer to verify all those documents that we have been trying to process all through. So it's a process that we're also learning to go through it and also slowly by slowly, but kila mtu atapata title.
You know they are worried. They say hiyo radi sio yenu. Do you have any proof to show
Yes.
that hiyo shamba mmenunua? Ati kuchukua siku moja
Sasa
watu wakuja wabomolewe nyumba.
Hapana, title ni zetu. We can even share copies of searches. I can share documentations. Let me show you ideally what I'm even talking about. So,
Where Jeremy ulienda Kenyatta Road gani?
Like 4 years ago.
4 years ago. 4 years umekaa mahali. Ukajenga Burukwa. Ukajengwa tu. Ukajengwa Ridgeview. Ukajengwa Ridgefront. Ukajengwa huko kote. Na shamba sio ya mwenyewe.
Yeah, that's the question, because that's why I'm here. Because personally mimi hata kama nimekuwa for 4 years,
yeah.
Kuna ile kazi mimi mwenyewe huwa nafuatilia, najua kunaenda hivi. But well, kuna mtu ako US, kuna mtu ako Canada, hajaelewa. Anaona tu watu wanaweka propaganda, I bought 3 houses, I've not received title. Sasa huyo mtu anaogopa, anaona kama atanyaganywa, hakuna kitu atapata, atanunua nyumba alafu nyumba ikuja ibomole. And that's a question I asked them tukiwa kule. Ni mtu gani huyo anaweza jenga nyumba? Hata wewe huwezi kuta kwako kumejengwa nyumba kama 1,000 na umekaa tu hivi ugoja siku yenye utabomolea mtu nyumba. So personally I want people, as much as I'm telling you can also do your due diligence. Kama unanunua nyumba, itisha the right documents. Chunguza, na kama una invest na wao usiuziwe uoga. Because I see people withdrawing because they have heard people talking about it. Lakini mtu hataki kununua na anataka waanguke wote. Yeye hataki, akiambiwa wenye hawakununua asikue peke yake. You know what I'm saying? And that is why I have decided to come here. By the way, I was not supposed to be here. Nimecancel mikutano mingi sana. Ndio nikuja hapa ni at least I tell these people who Willstone is. Because kama mimi nawatangazia Optiven, unajua naweza sema hivyo. Uniambie ni nani amenyang'anya. Nimewatangazia EMG, nyinyi mmewekeza properties na EMG, nani amewanyang'anya? Nimewatangazia Mara Realty, nani amewanyang'anya? Nimewatangazia Maridadi Motors, nani amewanyang'anya? Scandal zao ni gani zimesikia? Bona sasa hawa you know some people. If people are doing a good job, na wale watu wameenda kwa estate wamekuta nyumba zimejengwa quality homes, mtu unapewa nafasi ujifanyie customization. I mean, why would you not just come out? And I know the problem is hii title ndio wale wamepewa nyumba wanauliza title.
So I have proof over here. Like let's say this is ideally any clientele who comes to the office. These are some of the documentation they ask for. So like I was explaining before, a conveyance. As you can see, this is for Brook 1. So just for you also to understand what a conveyance is. So as you can see, this is how the title, long time ago, this is how the titles used to look like. So ideally we have to do amalgamation for all this. All of these, hizo parcels zote, isa ni ya Brook 1. We have to do amalgamation for all this and then now convert it into a title that is usable in this regime. So in your Brook 1. In case they also want search results to also confirm this, they do something called a postal search. So each and every conveyance, of course the cost sometimes people normally find it a bit overbearing compared to these normal ones, because one postal search is like 5,000 shillings for now. So you do a search, it will still show you that Willstone is a proprietor. In case you also want to do a further, we normally encourage people to not only do searches, do green card, to also see how the property passed, because sometimes you might be questioned, does it really come to your name? Because sometimes searches you can get here. Green card will show you how the property passed, from how the government got it, to the proprietor who sold it to us, and now when you pass it on to the clientele. So all these records are available in the office. Yes. For any client who wants to confirm, we encourage them to do.
Wacha tukuje hiyo ni mambo ya Kenyatta Road. So kama if you have invested in Kenyatta Road, just bring yourself. Mimi nimekuja kwa niaba yako. Pewa hizi document because siwezi weka hizi document hapa kwa mitandao, ni confidential. So wewe kuja hapa, onyesha venye mimi naziona. Ongea na wakili wako, muangalie muone ama tanyang'anywa. But now let's go to Roiro. Kuna Mana resident. Hiyo title ni nani? Wewe CEO, ni CEO utanijibu ama ni wakili atanijibu?
Atakuonesha kwa nini
because I mean watu wakisema Willstone Homes wameingia kwenye scam business. I mean I keep asking myself, when did you get in there?
No.
Hii Mana iko na units 135.
Yes,
Kitu kama hiyo, if I'm not wrong. Na kuna ingine Mana Annex. So Bona mjenge nyumba hizo zote na haijabomolewa. So I need the proof ya kuonyesha hiyo shamba ni yenu.
Sasa here is the title for Mana resident. So as you can see, we had it passed from Milele, came to Magic Consultancy. So as we have a contract between ourselves and now the seed proprietor. So in case someone would like to come and confirm, even the same is ongoing. So ideally we find clients who would come and want to confirm.
So hiyo ni Mana Annex ama ni
residence. Mana Annex, there are 2 parcels of land. So we have this one. There are 2 of them. So you find Mana Annex has 109 units. So some sit on this parcel because ideally when you got them from the vendors, they're already subdivided. But as we bought it, pamoja, we want to nazijenga zikiwa pamoja. So lazima zikiwa 109. So we have 934 and we have 935. And also, when clients request documentation to see proof that indeed you're in contract with some of these people, we share something called a redacted contract, of course. So let me show you. So anyone who would like to see, of course, ideally we got this property, we do this. Of course, there's some things we'll have to edit out to share with the clientele. So this is how it shows everything. In case you also want to confirm the title numbers, they indicated 935, 934, everything. The survey plans, all that.
I think
So it's
one of the things that ningependa kusema ndio pia wewe you can that's what. Okay. Okay. When for the scale and scope of work that we do, sometimes it is not possible to get the full chunk of land ikiwa imetoka kwa mtu mmoja ama ikiwa ni ya mtu mmoja unapata alikuwa amesha katakata. Some of the parcels on Kenyatta Road had been subdivided to smaller pieces. But we are building 40 houses. Those 40 houses have to come from one title in the end. So the first step is to take all of these 40 parcels or however many number of parcels and amalgamate them, which is the thing that you're hearing council talk about. Ni uzishikanishe zote kwanza, zikuwe kitu gani? Kitu moja. Ndio sasa uweze kukata hii kitu moja kwa all of the house numbers. Now, for a scenario like Mana Annex, there are 2 parcels. There is 100+ houses. So the first step is to bring them together so you get one. Then now you are able to subdivide that one. I think one of the things that is very clear is that a lot of our clients, and especially for people who are out there in the diaspora, they usually have their own counsel here locally. And they query these things via their lawyers. Okay? And the lawyer will look at it and tell you, hii kitu, it is within the scope of the transfers and the scope of you getting whatever it is that you hunted. But now you see, for somebody who is not within, and you have mentioned something when you were in my office. One of the things is that council here updates, I think, all of the estates, I think, on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis. So the residents of these places, they get a detailed update of where we are, what is happening, and what to expect. So sometimes that mkiona some things are being said and we are not reacting as it should be, is because we have already talked to, and we constantly try and talk to our clients. Ili upate wanajua. Kwa sababu, like I told you on the other side, there's something which we have not finished. And nobody is running away from that. But the fact remains is that we will finish it, na kila mtu atapata haki yake.
Okay. And even just to show proof as well, here is one that we do. Here is one that we do. So you have to update all the residents, and this was done recently as at 3 days ago.
Yes, so ni Ridgeview.
So sinaona
Ridgeview inaonekana watapata title bere ya wengine.
Ridgeview unajua inasonga haraka, so hii watapata.
Bora inasonga haraka kuliko Brookview. Na iko in the same place.
Iko in the same place, but processes zilianza different times.
Okay.
Yeah, so we started the Ridgeview one before the Brookview one. So ideally, that is why Ridgeview inasonga mbele.
Okay, so let me ask, these people ambao wamenunua nyumba, we have already handed over the houses to them. Ni document gani hiyo unapeanga ya kuonyesha hiyo property ni yao and nobody can tunya them?
So some of them request, because you might find someone would want to travel out of the country. Most of the time we have our clientele who are diaspora clients. So mtu anakuambia, I want to travel out, and getting a visa, of course you have to prove the assets that you have. So ideally, at the point of finishing payment, we acknowledge them as beneficial owner of the property. So this is some of the forms that we issue out to clientele. So, okay, this is just an example. So this is a form that we give them to acknowledge that we have received the full purchase price from them. We acknowledge them as beneficial owner of the property, and what is pending is for us to transfer the titles from themselves. We also have a customer relations department that gives them a form to take occupancy of the house. Another document that we give them is a completion form to certify that the estate is complete and like let's say for Brookview 2. So each and every house has a completion form signed by all our mechanical engineers certifying that it is complete. So they get this form and also the acknowledgement to indicate the beneficial owners of the property.
Yani
So-
beneficial owner ni kumaanisha wewe ndio mwenyewe.
Hakuna mtu atakunyang'anya. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this. Probably kwa hizo estates ambazo we have handed over, do we have customers who don't complain, they are satisfied and they are waiting for the titles?
Yes, we have customers. Not only one, a couple of them, but sometimes you also understand where the complaints come from when someone does not truly understand. That's why we normally encourage people not only to have, it's good to have legal counsel to also guide you. Because someone might come in here with a lawyer, you show them this documentation and explain to them what the process is. They're like, okay, I'll guide my client further on the same. So we have clientele who are okay completely.
So Juja tunangoja mpaka lini hizo titles?
Juja, kila mtu akona process yake. Sasa nikisema Ridgeview, as you can see, evidence for Ridgeview will come out before. So within the first quarter, Ridgeview at least by February they should have their title deeds. Brook 1 and Brook 2 end of first quarter. This is what we are targeting. Then we move from there according to how we handle it.
Issue hazijakaa hivyo kwa sababu mko na deni ya mwenye shamba.
Hapana. Hapana.
Unajua, because I always ask myself this when I see you.
The titles are even in your name.
The only question I ask myself, hata saa zingine najiulizanga mimi mwenyewe, kama vitu zinaenda kwa propaganda zinasema sijui Willstone Homes wako na deni hawajamaliza, where are the owners? Why are they not coming out and say these people we have already cleared with them, they don't know us anything? I mean,
I think Jeremy, for that one, let me give you a traditional answer.
right.
To assume umeniuzia kipande nijenge nyumba. Ni kweli? And like we are saying, we're not building one house or two houses. Yes. I think our smallest development has 28. That was the smallest at the time. How will we finish building? Tufanye mpaka party na ni kwako na watu tuwapatie hata zawadi ya kuhamia kwa nyumba na waingie na wakae, and a year has gone down the line. It is not feasible at all in any let me call it, in any explanation.
Right.
So the first order of business, even before these processes that Wakili has shown you here can start, you have to be clear because, and I wish council could show you, let me call them the transfer documents, a sample of the transfer documents. You have to clear with the property vendor so that you get the transfer, the completion document, so that you can even start on the process of bringing them together. So everything that you have seen here is guided that we have already finished with the seller. Now the process is on our side. Hatuwezi anzisha any of the processes that you have viewed, any of the things that we have talked about, kama bado hatujamalizana na mwenye shamba.
All right. So now let's talk about the manor residence and manor annex.
Yes.
You were supposed to hand over manor residence this year.
Yes.
So what happened? If I go there, it doesn't seem it's possible. We are in December.
That is true. For manor residence in particular, I will say that there were what I can call unmitigatable problems that occurred. And let me explain them. There was some excavation that we needed to do. And I don't want to quote anybody's name. But our engineers came back to us after the project had commenced and told us that there is a section that the substrata was not as was originally intended. Na Mana residents tulikaa karibu miezi 5 tukitoa mchanga. Because again, for us, it is important that the houses that we build, just like in the previous developments and just like everything that we are doing for the future, that once we have finished building that house, mwenyewe akiingia kwa hiyo nyumba, anajua hiyo nyumba iko not just safe, but it is sitting on extremely stable ground. So it was a very difficult choice for us. And I know that's a conversation you have had with Bwana Kinyanjui several. But in the interest of our clients, we chose, and because we have purpose to be the difference maker, we chose we would rather incur these works, take this delay. Now, what has happened is after we have been finished with that excavation, our site team has been increasing on its capacity to bring Mana residents closer. It is a large project, but it was important and imperative for us to make sure that everything that we do, especially because it is our biggest project, it is let me call it, it is ni ule mtoto mwenye unamsikianga raha. I think if you talk to many people here in the office watakwambia hata sherehe ya handover ya Mana residence itakuwa tofauti sana na hizi zingine, just because of the scope and the scale of that project.
So I have this pastor. He's my good friend from California.
Yes.
Sitamtaja jina, but he called me. He said, "Hey, Jeremy, I've paid this amount of money, but my house is still in the same place."
Yes.
I mean, last year it was at a foundation. Nimeenda tena nimekuta. I mean, why are some houses, and of course watu wamelipa pesa zao,
yes,
bado ziko chini na zingine ziko juu?
Now, like I said, once you're finished with the excavation, the first thing that you come back and do is you backfill, because sasa ukichimba shimo lazima ufanye nini? Urudishe the right, let me call it, aggregate. Now, once you have done that, and these are the things that we don't talk about on the daily basis, we have to settle. The ground has to settle. We have equipment on the ground that helps us with that. But ukishamaliza kufanya hiyo settle, tukienda Mana utaona kuna nyumba zimejengwa kawaida, zimejengwa chini. Kuna nyumba zimeinuliwa off of the ground na mawe, and there's the third type of house, which is the suspended slab houses. So for some of those ones that have the suspended slabs, there's a lot of work that went in beneath the ground that you can see. So wewe ukiangalia from an everyday perspective utaona hii nyumba ndio wameanza kujenga saa hii. Lakini ukiingia pale chini, or if you look at the status updates over time, you realize there's a lot of work subsurface. And the reason is because, Jeremy, we have to make sure that each and every structure that we build passes our quality checks as was provided at the time when we sold. So some of these decisions, sio ati nikana kwamba hatutaki kujenga, but some of the decisions are guided by the fact that every house that we build has to pass our quality check. So sometimes zingine zinabaki nyuma, zingine zinaenda mbele, lakini zikikuja kumalizika zinamalizika pamoja.
So hii tunapeana lini? I need to know. Na hiyo answer ndio itadetermine ama mimi bado nitazidi kuwa wa Willstone Homes ama nitahama, because I can't keep telling people one thing every time.
Okay.
Tugojee miezi 3, tugojee miezi 5. You are the CEO.
Yes.
Now I need to hear from you. When are we expected to finish? I know people owe you money.
Yes.
Na ninajua because I talk to them. Anasema mimi sikatai kulipa pesa. Kama
true.
Nilikuja Januari nikakuta nyumba yangu iko kwa foundation.
Yes.
Nimekuja March, nimekuja November.
Yes.
Bado is still the same. How do you expect me to pay you? Because I was talking to some of your directors wakanionyesha the balances.
Yes.
Which to say
are very significant.
And they are very huge, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yes.
I mean, when are we supposed to hand over?
So like the documents that you saw me looking at in the office, the program of works, we lost the month of November. That is fine. Everyone knows we had inclement weather. But the time balance that we have is about between 7 and 8 months for 100% completion. And
so when you say that, unamaanishaje?
Namaanisha July.
Unajua hiyo tunaweka kwa record.
Iko kwa record.
Because I know one guy was supposed to come and enjoy this Christmas in that house.
Yes.
It didn't happen.
Yes.
I don't want to come here next year, July, and start giving them reasons.
Yes.
Wakili, you know, sisi wengi wetu tunaishi kwa sababu ya ukweli wenye tunaongea.
Yes.
So if we are entangled in lies, I mean, next time we won't be able to tell people and they will not believe us.
Yes.
So if you tell me it's July, bwana CEO,
ukienda Mana saa hii utapata hata show house.
Utakopa pesa. Show house nimeiona mara mingi sana.
Enda uangalie saa hii.
Saa hii sitaki kuona show house.
Nataka kuona site mzima.
Nyumba za watu.
Yes.
Because that's the most important. Because show house ni moja tu.
Yes.
Hizi nyingine watu wameweka pesa zao. I have a guy from California.
Yes.
I have another guy. I mean, they every time call me.
Yes.
And they Jeremy, kama tumenyang'anywa hii kama tunaenda. You know?
Hapana.
And I know hawajapoteza.
Yes.
Lakini telling them every day gojeni, hiyo inaumiza matumbo.
Hiyo ni kweli. But like I said earlier, there's works that maybe from a let me call it a layman's perspective cannot be appreciated that have been done at Mana. But those works were imperative. We could have gone without doing them like our other neighbors have done. But we chose for the comfort and safety of our clients to undertake them. Did they bring delays? The answer is yes.
Okay.
The answer is yes.
So now, because they are here and they are watching us, ninataka uangalie
yes
na hiyo kamera. Hebu leta hiyo kamera uangalie CEO. Because most of me hata sijai leta CEO kwa hii program zangu. Nataka Kenya Njui, na nataka Doris na wale wengine. So I want you to look at them. Because next time ukienda kwa street watakuwa na kuona na sababu yule jamaa
alituambia.
Yeah, so tell them the whole truth. Zenye kuna wale clients ambao wame withdraw nasema mimi niliogopa, nasema nataka kurudishiwa pesa zetu.
Yes.
I mean, so wale ambao they still trust you.
Yes.
Because I know there are people who still believe in you.
Yes.
They have seen your work, they have come to the ground. Personally, I believe in you.
Yes.
Saizi sijaanguka from 100%.
Yes.
By the time I go down from 100% will be worse.
Yes.
So I'm still there at 100%. I trust you.
Yes.
So nataka uambie your word na wajue kweli you guys gonna deliver.
Sawa sawa. Now, to all of our clients who are probably watching this either here in Kenya or out there in the diaspora, we're very thankful that Jeremy has decided to visit us impromptu today. We are thankful because of the questions that he asked, and we are thankful because we know that he represents your interests when he is back here and when he is back out there in the country. The one thing I would like to tell you as an investor with Willstone Homes is, one, that from the day that we met, or the day that you met Bwana Kijanjui, or the day that you interacted with our able sales team, is that our developments, number one, are sound. Number two, our properties are unmatched out here in the market. Number three, that everything that was promised and everything that is protected in the agreement for sale will be brought to pass. Hakuna mtu anapoteza. If anything, if you've been looking at our sites, you've noticed that we have made some improvements even without coming back to charge you. So as a company, we are getting better. As a business, we are getting better. Some of these processes that have been introduced, we are also learning them as time progresses. And even in that, we are getting better. So like we say here at Willstone, I want to urge you and remind you that your investments are safe. Willstone is home, and like we say, bila maneno mingi.
Thank you Bwana CEO. Nimeshukuru sana.
Jeremy.
And as you guys can see, mimi niko hapa kwa Willstone Homes. Actually nimesema mimi huanga kwa ground because I concentrate more on the ground. Because huko ndio sana sana watu wanasema nyumba zetu angalia ama zinajengwa ama hazijengwi. So I barely come here. Lakini leo nimekuja kwa ofisi. Kikiwa Saturday to just follow up and tell you all is well. Usikize propaganda and trust me that I will follow through until you get your titles. Kama umepata nyumba, thank God at least nyumba yako iko na shida. Na kama uko na shida yeyote, kama huyo madam nimesema anaitwa Dorothy alikuwa anasema sijui anapeleka porojo ati amenyang'anywa pesa. And when I talk to this guy, they just paid her. Because Willstone you cannot, where's toshelesha na 100,000. I mean it doesn't make sense for you to go. I mean, wewe ulikuwa umekelea 100,000. Mwingine amewekelea, amenunua nyumba 3 amekelea 30 million. Umemharibu kichwa. Amewithdraw, amekataa kumaliza nyumba yake. Mwingine amewithdraw. So that's how company fails. Na hivyo ndivyo companies zinaanguka kwa sababu ya uoga. If their heart is genuine to deliver to you, I mean, let's support those people. And I say it again, you don't gain anything by bringing anybody down. Kama uko na shida na swali na EMG, nipigie simu. My phone is always there. 205-720-4397. Nitajileta hapa, nitapigia Kenya Njui. By the way, issue ya kupigia directors wanasema hachukui simu. So we need to sort out that one. Watu utaweza mtupe namba yenye sasa itakuwa ikichukuliwa.
Nitawapatia namba ingine. Unajua, we have also grown. And now we are talking about nearly 12 to 1,500 clients, you know?
Yes.
So sometimes, and I want to apologize to everyone who has maybe called to Bwana Kinyanjui, ukakosa kumpata. Sometimes we are embroiled in meetings here. Sometimes we are embroiled in meetings at the site. Kupanga hizi nyumba zote ziweze kujengwa na ziishe na watu wapewe is also a task that takes up a little bit of time. So what I want to do is I'll issue you with another number, 0715-585858. Anyone who is watching can also call that. If you miss Bwana Kinyanjui, ukipiga hiyo unajua utaweza kusaidika.
Awesome. So hizo namba zote ziko hapa. You can just call Willstone Homes if you have any question, if you have any project ongoing. We lipa pole pole, because as I tell you, kuna watu walinunua nyumba saa hizo wamekondisha, bado wanalipa pesa zao. Wengine nyumba zao watu wao wamekaa pale, wewe mtu mwingine anakudanganya pale usinunue na yeye ndiye amewithdraw. I mean 12 estate 4 years. Mimi nilikuja mkuu na estate mbili by the way. So tumepeana within 4 years 12 estate, na ninasikia mnataka tupeane nyingine on December
16th of December. 16th of
There is another handover. I mean, that's why we are saying mtu akifanya kazi mzuri, mlinituma mniambie quality houses ziko sasa. Kama title mmeambiwa itatoka. Hizi nitaka, as long God keeps me alive, taka hapa mpaka mpewe hizo title zenu. Thank you very much bwana CEO.
Asante sana bwana Jeremy.
Nimeshukuru sana wakili. Thank you, God bless you so much. So kuna watu wengine ama sana nyinyi mlikuwa kwa ofisi leo?
Leo sisi tulikuwa kuna unajua hii upande ya pesa lazima kukue na mtu. Hawa ndio wale watu wenye wana make sure that
how are you?
Amani perspective,
watu pesa wanasalimiwa tu na mkono.
Is fine.
Kwa sababu unaweza wasalimia na mkono tu
akupatie kitu. Uende nayo. Alafu I don't know if bwana he's in. Huyu ndio mkubwa wao. This is the guy who keeps the heart of the company running.
My friend. Mzuri sana. Good to see you. Yaani uko na ofisi kubwa hivyo. So wewe ndio
huyu ndio ana take care of the heart of the business.
Sasa huyu ndio anaangaliaga pesa. Na unajua kuna wakati nilikuwa nimepigwa na Kinyanjui akaniambia kai Jeremy, ambia watu wanilipe nimalize hii kazi. I mean, so malipo inaendaje?
They are coming on well, but tunaweza encourage pia waongezee the speed so that hata sisi tukitaka kudeliver we do it on timely manner.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I mean, what we are trying to say is, if you have bought a house with them, these people see bank. You know, nataka kukumbusha watu sana. How I see bank, so they don't go. They are not like bank who finance projects and then mwenyewe mnalipa pole pole. So they use your money to build your houses. So the more you pay your house, ndio nyumba yako inajengwa. Na tulisema John,
yes,
mtu asikuwe amelipa 10 million na nyumba yake bado hata haijaanza.
Hiyo sasa tushapangana vizuri. The project manager, we give him the priorities. Huyu ametulipa vizuri, continue the work vizuri. Yeah.
Thank you mno. Asante sana. Na hiyo bwana imeingia vizuri bwana. So thank you very much. Tumeshukuru sana. Asante John. Make sure sijatoka hapa bila kitu hata kama ni ya kukunywa chai. Anyway, thank you very much guys. I mean, nimeshukuru sana.
Sawa.
At least sasa kama kuna mtu akona swali, we have given out the numbers.
The numbers, yes.
You can call that number and end up Pandele. You can always give that number and talk to you can also talk to the CEO, you can also talk to the office.
Yes.
And of course they will help you ndio at least mambo yako yaishe. Ndio?
Sawa.
Nimeshukuru sana.
Karibu sana.
Thank you. God bless you.
Na mara nyingine useme ndio tukupikia hata chai.
At least mimi nimepatwa na amani knowing that everything is well.
Everything is fine. Today you will notice that a lot of the members are not in. Saturday is the day when most of the office bearers get to go and visit the site.
Okay.
Because even as they are talking to clients, kwa sababu hapa iko mtu wa IT mwenye ana upload mapicha kule, so that we always make sure that everyone in the organization anajua ni nini inaendelea wapi, inaendelea kule.
Nashukuru.
Sawa.
Wacha mimi niende.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Nashukuru sana. See you. Tutakuja tena.
Sawa.
Thank you very much. So now, mimi as I go, at least I've been able to show you. Wacha mtu wangu wa kamera niongoze. Because I have a new camera guy today, lazima nimpe direction ya kwenda. At least I've shown you the low footage from Willstone Homes office. So if you have any question, come here. Office hours enough. Leo ni Saturday, size is 12. I'm still here, trying to make sure that if you have ever invested with them, you are not going to lose. Pastor Martin, Apostle Martin, wale Bwana Njoroge from California, wale watu wote wameinvest na Willstone Homes. I give you my word that I'll follow this till the end. Kama uko na shida yote, I know I have people who call me and tell me, Jeremy, I have this problem, and when I intervene, hii mambo yote inaisha. As long mimi nilikutangazia na ukanunua nyumba hapa, don't be worried, I'm with you. Asante sana, God bless you so much. Naitwa Jeremy Damaris.